Good afternoon, everyone. I want to welcome you to Las Vegas Market and our summer virtual programming, which is before our actual on-site market, which is August 22nd through 25th. We welcome you to join us on site if you can, and if not, we have plenty of resources on our website that are available. Today we have First Look, and it is presented by Julie Smith Vincenti. It also is accredited by IDCEC, and they are our partner for our accreditation to make sure that you as designers get the credits needed. And at this time, Julie, I'm going to turn it over to you.
Excellent. Thanks, Kim. Bear with me, everyone. I'm going to do a quick screen share and get our presentation going. Hello, everyone. This is part 2 of the First Look webinar pre-market series. I'm really happy that you're with us. If you're with us today for the first time, we are focusing on gift and textiles and housewares, among other categories today. Last week, we looked at home decor and furniture. I've included some of the same slides from last week, but there's a lot of original stuff here that's very specific to the gift and housewares, tabletop, and textiles categories. So you're in for a treat. Like last week, this is a CEU accredited seminar, as Kim had mentioned, and all of the products that I make reference to by company name, you will be able to reference in the First Look publication, which will be available on site at Market, as well as a digital edition that you can access off of the lasvegasmarket.com website. Without any further ado, I'm going to kind of dive in and start reading to correspond to the slides you're seeing on the screen now. We're products packed this go around, and we are back to having our on market, at market product displays this season. We've titled our theme this year Onward, and as you can guess, it has a little bit to do with the sort of times we've been in for the last 1.5 to 2 years, and this desire to move ahead cautiously yet with conviction, even if our lenses are not quite tack sharp. Every day seems to serve up a new set of headlines, and we need to respond to those not only as people, but also as savvy business men and women. That being said, why onward? Well, we're in today's presentation and all of the different First Look touch points you'll see, we are anticipating the trends that will be shaping the consumer decisions in the years to come, but we're also going to be looking back at where we've been for the last 1.5 years. At the same time, Onward touches on some eternal desires. Our desire to make our homes look beautiful, to function well, and to comfort the people that we love, as well as our desire to journey forward and to connect. Connection is vital, and I'm really happy that you're connecting with us here today. I have a couple of visuals of the digital edition. These may look similar to last week. I've swapped in and out our furniture dedicated pages with our gift dedicated pages. We have 4 themes that we're focusing on. Those 4 themes correspond with the 4 product displays that you can see at Market. So first up is Early to Rise. And Early to Rise is a sunny themed space. Novelties are sweet. It's a casual dining vignette. We're going to be showing housewares, small appliances, tabletop gourmet, and decorative accessories. This is a family and wellness focused space. It'll be filled with bright colors. And we're going to be looking at Pantone's co-colors of the year in our Early to Rise vignette. In special effects, we're going to be looking at abstract patterns, translucent materials, neon lights, and shimmery metallics. In our 80s Beats vignette, we're looking at 80s era influences that span all of the product categories you'll see at Las Vegas Market. And we will dive into that a little bit further into our slides. So those are 3 of the 4 themes that you'll be seeing. And I've set this up intentionally. Just bear with me. So as the macro level changes of 2020 and 2021 continue to play out, including rapid shifts to online sales, evolving expectations vis-a-vis work and home balance, and economic factors that allow entry into home ownership, changing attitudes with regard to consumers and brand loyalty. That's just to name a few of the changes we've experienced these last year and a half. These all signs kind of point to recovery. And that seems to be where we're at right now. Discretionary spending has accelerated, and that is true in essential categories like home furnishings. Some categories that were depressed by COVID-19 have started to recover as well. That includes apparel, cosmetics. That certainly touches on several of the product categories you can source at Las Vegas Market. And we're starting to see some of the experiential categories like restaurant and travel recovering too. That brings us to our fourth theme, which is called home away. In home away, we anticipate what it means to the post-pandemic consumer who's looking to balance their at-home experiences alongside their desire for wanderlust, journey, and experience with each passing sunset. Now, I shared this graphic with attendees last week. I'm showing it here as well with updated figures. One of the very evident ways that we can look to see if travel and those expenditures are on the rise is to look at the number of screenings that are happening at TSA checkpoints. And as you can see where the numbers were in 2019, where they landed in 2020, and where they are starting to show great signs of recovery in 2021, it ultimately speaks to this desire to get out of the home. If we have been in a time where we have spent perhaps more hours than we had hoped in home, we are now looking to get out of the home. And the upside for anyone sourcing categories in the gift side, personal accessories, personal care, et cetera, is that even if this means the consumer will be spending less on the home and spending more on ways to get out of the home, there is a robust number of product debuts and categories that are available at Las Vegas Market to allow you to tap into both sides of that trend. One of the other numbers that we can look to is bookings that we've seen on Airbnb and Vrbo. Those rentals were up 62% by summer of 2020. By June of 2021, the short-term rental industry had reached its highest occupancy level ever of 70.2%. Increases were happening and had been happening and continued to happen certainly through this summer in mid-sized cities, mountain and lake destinations, coastal destinations. There's nothing like being bombarded with a person's vacation photos, but you're seeing me and my daughter. We stayed in a converted train car in Maryville, Tennessee, as part of our vacation this year. And so other indicators beyond just those passenger throughputs, as well as short-term occupancy rentals, on the rise indeed for many. Consumers are, especially as we're exiting the summer of 2021, consumers are ready for revenge spending. We've been hearing that for a couple of months now, and consumers no longer want to be denied the activities or experiences that they have been told they had to. And so travel, dining, in-person entertainment are certainly moving in the right direction, with road trips ranking especially high. That being said, diving into some of the products that we're featuring in our home away vignette, we have coastal and waterfront motifs. You're seeing the classic surfboard room divider from Screen Gems on the left. The other side has a completely different image. You're seeing some wall decor. This is part of the new large-scale wall decor line from Mesenberg. And on the right, just an example of that indoor-outdoor mood and feel by way of this rattan chair, the Lorena chair from Dovetail. Regardless of whether the destination was waterfront, desert, or beach, Las Vegas Market product sourcing has you covered. We are looking at, on the left, new bike shorts in the Otami Birds pattern from Paulina Clothing. You can find them in the expo. And in fact, as you're sourcing during market, there are a number of first-time exhibitors that you can see and source from when you walk the hallways of the expo. The Serena Faux Nubuck leather backpack is a laptop backpack. The lining for this design is actually made from a recycled fiber, and it has featured in a sand colorway, and these sandy neutral colorways are definitely on our trend radar moving into 2022. No vacation would be complete without stylish eyewear. These are from Peepers by Peeper Specs. These are the Soul Reader sunglasses made from repurposed polycarbonate. You're seeing the 3 finish options available. Keeping our cocktails cool while we are poolside or beachside is made all the easier by these new well, the pattern is new, but the tumbler and stemless glass profiles are inline from Corksicle. Each promises to keep your beverages cool for hours and hours. It's a triple insulated stainless steel. The pattern you're seeing here is new. It's called Blue Python. Beachside, we have these great personal accessories from Ivory Ella. These are cotton blend apparel items that are screen printed in Rhode Island. The tank sweatshirt in the timeless tie-dye, as well as a t-shirt. You can see these designs in our product displays during market. When the sun begins to set and you need to stay cozy and warm, Pink Lemonade's Marcy Cotton Throw could solve all of your needs. This has a very chunky sort of knitted texture to it, perfect for the cool nights. And speaking of when the sun sets, we have the Bloom earrings, which is a laser cut wood from Green Tree Jewelry. The other pieces that are here on the left is just a detail shot of an area rug from Unique Loom. And we're featuring some Unique Loom area rugs in our product displays, as well as this great desert inspired wall mural. This is from a company called Denny Designs, and they are new for summer 2021 Las Vegas market. You can see them in the expo. In fact, we have several designs from this company that we're showcasing. Even the Kingston bedding collection from Amity Home offers a sort of faraway vibe. These textiles are hand quilted cotton cloth. And speaking of handcrafted, the handmade section at Las Vegas Market continues to be a robust resource and destination for handmade goods. And we've been talking about the importance of handmade products for several reasons, and the same kind of, the same sort of relevance applies to today. That is, these are wonderful gifts because each has a one-of-a-kind provenance. These are great gifts because they add oftentimes a great tactility, a great tactile experience to the home, often made of materials that you can't help but want to get up close to and sort of touch, as well as a lot of eco-friendly provenance and manufacturing processes that ultimately sort of tell a story and that resonate with a lot of gift recipients. That being said, a couple of the designs that you can source in the expo at market and or that we're featuring in our product displays at market. This is the Penelope Pom Pom Basket from Kazai all across Africa. It's made from raffia and banana bark. Ceremonia, that's the company on the left. These are handcrafted from raffia and seashells. They come sort of in a gift-ready kind of packaging with that twine and a really lovely tag. This is coasters, a set of 4. They have a great variety of wall decor and baskets and other designs that are perfect for gift giving. And a new favorite company of mine, this is Barrett Brooks on the right. She's a new exhibitor at Market and offers these really gorgeous leather-wrapped vases, offered as a set, I believe, possibly individually. They are 3 heights, and you can choose from 3 color leathers as well. You can see those in our product display. In addition to handcrafted and handmade goods, Las Vegas Market is very strong in personal care accessories. We have a number of designs that are either additions to existing collections or new scents and fragrances altogether. So just going through those really quick. On the left is Capri Blue. This is the Watery Moon collection. It's vegan, it's cruelty-free. I believe it's gluten-free as well. And on the right, the body scrub is new to the Times Bath and Body Eucalyptus collection. Sonoma Lavender, in this particular visual, we're showing the whole collection, but they've added some, expanded their, this collection, sort of the perennial namesake. The mist, hand sanitizer, gel, oils, lotions, salt, scrubs are on display here. Here's a fun new collection, very gift ready, thanks to some very attractive packaging. The Infinite She collection is likely to be a bestseller for your store. It, from the very empowering packaging, like She Who Dares Wins, Wake Up, and other empowering messaging that make for great gifts. Speaking of gifts for her, you are front and center in this line from Karen Products. I think they've added some fragrances and some new scents this market. This is their soap in a sponge shower collection. Each sponge is good for about 15 washes. So my transitions are rather tongue-in-cheek for today's presentation. That being said, speaking of you and speaking of YouTube, before there was YouTube, there was MTV. And this is my clumsy transition into our 80s beats theme for summer 2021. So as the name implies, we're looking back to the 1980s for inspiration. It's very evident, or will be very evident to you when you come to Market and see our vignettes. On the personal care, the gift and housewares and textiles side, you'll see some representation of that as well. Ultimately, when we're talking about the 80s, we're talking about a time when music and celebrity and finding your voice all came together by way of this amazing new music channel and social commentary, lifestyle, pop stars earning top names on the movie marquee, you name it. The 80s, whether you're coming in at it from the fitness angle, coming at it from the movie angle or the music angle. That being said, the style was unmistakable, and you're seeing lots of examples of that. We received some submissions this go around that tap into the music side. We're a little out of the 80s in some of this, but that being said, a few of the products for music lovers on your gift giving list. We have the recycled canvas tote from Vintage Addiction on the left. This line features appliques, vintage print patches, as well as some sturdy contrasting leather handles. You're seeing the Tyvek tear-proof, waterproof lunch bags from Art and Words. You're seeing Pour Some Sugar on Me, which is a laser cut wood sign from Spunky Fluff. This company offers a wide variety of signs and upwards of 20 finishes, I think, for every design that they offer. Lastly, you're looking at Prairie Dance's metal rusted sign that is laser cut, in this case, with song lyrics dating from the 80s from Van Morrison. Now, very briefly, as you might imagine, some of our themes lend themselves to some categories more so than other. What we found with the submissions that came in to First Look this time around, the home furnishings are really beginning to kind of tell this 80s inspiration story. That being said, some of the key things you need to look out for or take note of has to do with more curves. It has to do with mixing translucent materials, as sort of linear lighting, as well as the influence of neon. That being said, we also need to talk about Memphis Design when we're talking about the 1980s. And again, take note of the curves, take note of the colors. Some of these pieces are new, some of these pieces are actually vintage from the time, as well as the terrazzo and the general kind of valuing of playfulness over functionality. Though at the time, the Memphis group did believe they were introducing purely functional works. That being said, I'm repeating the image on the left from last week, but because it's important, I'm doing so. This is the Mr. M collection from Curry and Company. As you can likely guess, the colors for this collection are inspired by the artist Mondrian, and that's very much true, very evident in the red and the white and the black and the blue. One of the things I think is important about this collection and why I've featured in both presentations is because of the playfulness, the upbeat nature of this collection. And I believe moving into 2022, 2023, injecting fun and excitement and joy into our interiors is going to matter a great deal to consumers. Not to be outdone, one of the new exhibitors at Las Vegas Market called My Wallet offers all of their leather wallets in colorways that align really nicely with this Mr. M collection from Curry and Company. That sort of playfulness beyond color is also evident in pattern. These are the Checkmate candles, vessels from Patty Wax. These are new. The company encourages you to repurpose these candles to become vases or perhaps even glasses. They're dishwasher and microwave safe after the wax is burnt out. This playfulness, I don't need to tell you that chess as an inspiration source was important back when, I forget if it was Amazon Prime or Netflix or Hulu, but Queen's Gambit was really put chess on the board, and we knew through last Christmas season that retailers weren't able to keep chess sets in stock because that TV series had generated so much interest in chess. So that being said, here's a very colorful and playful take on a checkerboard or a chessboard, and similar idea here too with Design Works Inc. This is a new tabletop games collection done up in these really fun, festive rainbow color patterns. If there's time at the end, we'll talk a little bit about the importance of rainbow color patterns moving forward. But I had to also include this clock, wall clock from Denny Designs. That's the same company that I showed you that desert wall mural. Denny Designs, this is their spring Bauhaus clock. All of the company's patterns, which are essentially championing artists and illustrators, are available on a variety of different product categories, from textiles to wall clocks to, you name it, benches, laminated tabletops. We have several designs we'll be featuring in our display. That being said, so color and pattern coming together to inject playfulness. Take those squares, turn them and we end up with diamonds and harlequin patterns. We saw a couple of submissions come in featuring harlequin patterns this market, so I wanted to be sure and include those here. This is Placemat and Napkins, Tabletop Textiles from Park Designs Split P. The same company has a number of designs that speak to more nature motifs and floral motifs, but this one is certainly gets your attention. It's worth noting, by the way, if you've been on any of our presentations throughout the pandemic, you know that lemons as a pattern, as a novelty pattern, as a novelty motif have been strong. So I always make mention of how we're still seeing lemons. In this case, it's just part of the photo, but lemon motifs are still strong at market. I'll show some examples when you attend the First Look on-site seminar later this month. Additional examples of pattern and playfulness. Here's a more subdued variation on the idea, but still a lot of fun. A couple of these furnishings pieces I showed you last week. So really quickly, just identifying the table at the top is from Essentials from Living. It's the Peak table. It's resin and dyed bone. The Aero Credenza is from Curry & Company. They've partnered with a designer named Jamie Beckwith, who is known for just her wonderful treatment of wood and this sort of celebration as wood as a material. And I think that love of wood comes through in this Aero Credenza, which kind of riffs on a sort of classic chevron. The lamp in black and white is from Hudson Valley Lighting. And so one of the key things when you come to market and you see our displays is the importance of black and white as a backdrop for accent colors. And we're seeing that, we'll continue to sort of see that as this year comes to a close and moving into 2022. The tote bag on the left is what's new here at market. This is Join from Demdeco. And it has the pattern you're seeing is called Black Triangle, and the leather straps are removable. We need to talk about Art Deco when we talk about the 1980s. And I'm going to go just a little bit faster. Take note of the linear patterns, what repeats, the materials, the colorway. When we're talking about the 80s, we're talking about Art Deco because of just how popular Art Deco was during that decade. That being said, the key sort of takeaway is gold. And we'll talk about that a little bit more during the seminar at Las Vegas Market on August 23rd. But to take note of reading and fluting as a design element and how those kind of reference back to Art Deco, you're looking at fluted wing earrings from Santori Jewelry. That's a labradorite accent you're seeing in the center of those lovely designs. The Loom Collection is new from Patty Wax. This is a holiday collection done up in pastels. And the fragrances support the application for holiday. Notice that sort of gold rim at the top, just making it a little bit more special. And you see some of those kind of Art Deco colorways and even the repeats of the triangles come through. This is the Luxe Mixed Metallic Bracelet and Earring Set from Ink and Alloy. I don't have too many examples to show you from our special effects theme by way of gifts and tabletop, but I did want to just share with you some of what we were talking about when we are looking at special effects and specifically marbleized and patterns, as well as iridescent patterns and just wonderful metallic threads, features and embellishments that add a lot of tactility and depth and dimension. So you'll see special effects when you come by our displays at market. We also will be showcasing the sort of long-standing perennial, continues to maintain the majority of market share, neutral gray. And so we have some examples in our displays featuring camo patterns. Camo patterns still obviously very strong in personal accessories, especially athleisure wear. And we're seeing that in personal totes and housewares as well. On the left is the Bagalini Soho laptop backpack from CMA. In the center is a new pattern from Corksicle. This is their gray camo. And we're going to be featuring the chair that you see on the right in our displays. Just wanted to kind of balance out my slide actually by including some gray. One of the things that dominated during the pandemic was our love, our ability to spend time with family and in the kitchen, and then cooking together and baking together, and ultimately spending time at the table. That being said, we have some gourmet and housewares products that are all new for the summer show. Country Home Creations has introduced a number of new dips and flavors. This is the new birthday cake dip mix. It's actually vanilla buttercream with sprinkles, cocoa, and kid-friendly houseware sets. This is on the left from Handstand Kitchen. This is the 4-piece Cocoa Bombs starter kit, all ready for gift and gift-ready packaging. And McStevens has added to its hot cocoa line. This is the peppermint cocoa in holiday-ready packaging that features designs from Mary Engelbreit, actually. Demdaco has a number of new collections for summer, and a lot of the emphasis is on soup. And what better gift? This sort of homemade, fragrant creations that we've been cooking soups moving into fall. Some great designs and some great products, gift ready, gift packaged for the fall to winter season. So you're looking at on the left, it's the soup, crock, and bowl cozy gift set. You can choose from a lot of different patterns and a lot of different colorways. I love that, like chunky handle, but also a more mug-shaped design. You've got the added bonus of dog lovers by the inclusion of woof on that packaging, as well as the spoon that tucks into the mug itself on the right. In our dining vignette at Market, we've set the table for brunch. And so we have some coffee and tea for serving. We're serving up coffee and tea. On the left is an example of some really playful company called The Tea Book. They're new to market. You'll find them in the expo. And they have a lot of fun with illustration, and they play on a lot of different ways that you see the word tea, like Agatha Christie, etc. So this is the Shakespeare Mint. And what's great is the company offers its tea bags as 20 bag packaging options, or a bulk 100 tea bag packaging option. The new 1-cup coffee machine from Jura this is the ENA4. You can have either whole beans or ground beans in the machine, and you can brew at 3 different strength levels. For anyone who is a tennis fan, Roger Federer endorses the Jura line, so who knows, maybe someday. We have a number of mugs. Very popular gift during the holidays. Why not make it special with a design that features the hand-painted work of an illustrator? The Food Safe porcelain mug on the left is from Green Box Art, and Burton & Burton's hand-painted ceramic Gather Together mug is shown on the right. Handstand Kitchen offers these new sandwich cutter lunch sets, showing you the unicorn, but they have other patterns. During Market, we're going to talk about back-to-school sales. Excuse me, all of the trend trackers and retail federations, et cetera, and so forth, have pointed to numbers that we've exceeded back-to-school spending this year. And we'll talk a little bit about that when we meet up at Las Vegas Market for the First Look seminar at show. That being said, you can see just how much fun back to school is in products like this, and how much emphasis goes into that sort of homemade, keeping it fun, keeping it fresh for kids. Housewares, we will also be showing new reusable food wraps from Buzzy Wraps. The rounds are new this market, and they have these really wonderful, vibrant colors. The way these work is it's beeswax. These are replacement food wraps to cut back on the prevalence of plastic. You simply rinse these off in cool water, and they just keep your food fresh without involving plastic in the lunch packaging process. On the right is the carnation textured glass cutting board. It features photographs from an artist named Becky Werner. This is from Wildflower Studio. This idea of fresh, homemade, desire to be outside, return to sort of classic comforts following the pandemic comes through in some gift product categories. That's true for this candle collection that's new from Firefly Candle. This is their market collection, which is inspired by the open air markets that you would experience in France, for instance. And so the fragrances, it's soy wax, and the fragrances are very classic combinations like orange clove, fresh grapefruit, basil lemongrass, wild mint, and tree farm. Classic comforts by way of desserts. Chucker Cherries has the Cherries Jubilee is a new dessert sauce that you can use as a topping or a tart filling. That same idea of fresh and fragrant and classic comfort fragrances comes through in this new Glycerin bath bar soap line from Greenwich Bay Trading. What you're seeing here are coconut mango, Valencia orange, Meyer lemon, and Tahitian lime. Really quickly, because we did talk about this last week, the pandemic has, in addition to this desire for fresh ingredients and fresh fare, has launched new hobbies, and for many, houseplants have become a hobby. I've got some stats and whatnot to share that we'll talk about in a couple of weeks at Las Vegas Market, but needless to say, the prevalence of influencers that are dedicated to just potted house plants is profound. It's noteworthy and it's inspirational. According to Garden Center magazine, independent garden centers have seen tremendous increases in houseplant sales. And with that goes all of the tools and in our case, what we care most about, the decorative pots that go along with that, the stands, et cetera, and so forth. Some great examples that you can see at Las Vegas Market in the expo as well as in our display. This is Bradenwood Design Studios planter, and it's offered in gold, black, and white metal with two choices of wood finish for the stand. This company is offering hanging planters, wall planters, tabletop planters. It's really gorgeous, sophisticated collection, very minimalist, very elegant. On the right, you're seeing the Geo golden white planter on a wood stand from Floribunda. Other options, this is Gans's color block collection on the left, featuring garden-focused designs, and their bird song collection, featuring the beauty of a meadow at dawn on the right. And you can find a number of products within each of these lines, including some lovely pots and planters. And for the eco-minded gardener, Gifts of Nature is showing these recycled plastic container planters. Each is watertight, and each being a recycled material is one of a kind, as well as new planters featuring new artists from Green Box Art. This is Heather Gauthier. Really quickly, I'm just going to speed up even more. We have, for those of us who are not billionaires and who cannot take our flights to space. We have some space-inspired themes. And in fact, space as an inspiration source, whether it was pattern, whether it's color, has been something that's been on our radar at First Look for several seasons now. We're going to do a little bit of an archive dive in the presentation in a couple of weeks and talk about that. Needless to say, some space-inspired or some gifts, some accessories inspired by the stars, inspired by space exploration and to parts of the universe unknown. This is a science fiction Ellipse mobile. This is actually a reissue. This is a very high-end product that has a wonderful sort of linear quality, and that anodized aluminum and beech wood finial in the center. A new line of candles from Gifts of Nature, each bearing astrological signs. It's a vegan soy wax. Star Snuggable blanket from Lola Joe Sales Group. They're over in the expo featuring this star, Reach for the Stars pattern, as well as some new bracelets from Moonglow Jewelry. If you know this company, the idea here is you can, based on the day you were born and the type of moon that was showing on the night you were born, that can be the actual image that appears in that circular inset. For the little ones, we have Pumpkin Spice Knit Bamboo Sleeper from Mud Pie on the left. You have the really fun Santa's on his sleigh. Well, Santa is on his sleigh. The pattern is called 'Twas the Night, and it's a Pima cotton pajama set. And the little cutie pie on the right is wearing the Party Dogs bamboo viscose tank romper. Key here is breathability in the fabrics, and you heard me mention bamboo twice. We're going to talk about holiday when we come together in a couple weeks at Market for the First Look seminar. This is the handbag handcuff from a new exhibitor. This is a new exhibitor at Las Vegas Market. They offer a variety of colors, and the idea is you hook as many shopping bags as you can between each of those sort of handcuffed rings. Makes it easy to be carrying your packages. It's a great workout along the way. And so just really quick overview, because I am getting close to my end time here. Holiday 2020 was better than many thought. And the early outlook for 2021 is solid despite some of these lingering uncertainty. So some of the forecasts have total US holiday sales coming in at a 2.7% increase to reach $1.093 trillion. E-commerce is expected to account for about 20% of holiday sales, or 18.9%. And if this pandemic has done one thing, it has absolutely accelerated the consumer's comfort level to online sales. It's put into question what consumer brand loyalty means anymore. And we'll talk about that a little bit more when we come together for the First Look on-site seminar. That being said, just a couple seasonal products. Mud Pie holiday serveware from Mud Pie on the left, very much geared up for fall, from messages like "Hello Pumpkin" to "Start carvin', we're starvin'" on the cutting board you see. And then these ornaments are from Boutique by Miriam. That's a new exhibitor in the expo. Hand embroidered holiday ornaments, silk, metallic threads, beads, and semi-precious stones. We are out of time. And so I'm ending with this clock from You Kids. This is the Aero clock. It's actually, it's a 3D wooden mechanical model. It's certainly quite the showpiece, and it's a working clock. That being said, we are out of time, but I do hope I will see you at Market. So the next touch point for First Look is our seminar. That's on Monday the 23rd at 11, and you will find me in Building B on the 16th floor. I certainly hope to see you there, If you are not able to attend, just look for the hashtag FirstLookLVMKT on social media channels, and we'll just keep feeding products and sharing trends and our finds from market. Thanks so much. I appreciate your time.